Did you have to plead guilty or not?
Yeah, they made me plead guilty right there on the spot. They didn't take me. They didn't do anything else. That was just there. Like it was. I was speeding in a practice car. You know, I was practicing driving in different vehicles because you never know what type of race. Like here's the thing. You know, being the owner of a racetrack and all. Being the owner of a racetrack, we want to see what type of vehicles. You know, will work great out there.
You own the racetrack now?
Yeah, we own the I own the racetrack. I'm one of the co-owners of it. The Vinewood racetrack.
I'm gonna be questioning the police report and the officer's testimony and kind of like getting the frame of mind, trying to establish that they didn't have enough RS to even detain you, but also there's no probable cause for the sale of drugs because they didn't witness you handing off the drug. They didn't witness any kind of transaction. If that doesn't seem to be getting through the judge and they're making a pretty convincing case, the ace up the hole is I'm going to call you on the stand and then I'm going to ask you, you know, were you there to sell drugs? And then you'd be like, no, I was there to get drugs. And I'd be like, what do you mean? And you'd be like, yeah, well, you know, I was going to get this oxy by, I was told that, you know, by some, you know, whoever gave you the boxes, that if you deliver these boxes, you get oxy in return and that you need your oxy because, you know, your wrestling career has destroyed your body.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and I have a prescription from a Liberty City doctor.
Right?
Yeah, it's another state. Okay. It's a Liberty City doctor, actually. If you
he's guilty.
I can email you a copy of that if you want.
He's not.
He's guilty.
Not guilty.
No.
He's innocent. I mean,
innocent.
He's innocent.
Yeah. Well, I don't. It's kind of too late for that. I mean, I could have maybe submitted it into evidence, but the problem is a prescription in another state doesn't fly.
It doesn't fly here anyway. Yeah.
But you know, you can still mention it when if I do end up questioning you. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because you know they don't give out oxy prescriptions here, so you had to, you know, you had to do something to ease the pain.
This is fancy. I haven't been in here before.
Oh yeah. We take things very. It's very prestigious.
Okay, a win is even getting down to misdemeanor. Oh my God, is Judd? Oh, that's Judd. Holy fuck. That's Judd's other character. I'm definitely going down. He's definitely putting me away, man. I'm so nervous. I'm legitimately nervous right now.
Hey, thanks guys for coming.
Woo! Yeah, no problem. Woo.
Stop wooing in my courtroom.
Sorry.
Boo. The WCW, the WWE, or whatever.
I think we're good. Actually, I think we're gonna be good. I think that's good. I think the fact that he just even acknowledged wrestling right there makes me feel like we're gonna be good.
All right, you got any last minute questions, Mr. Flair?
No, I'm feeling pretty good about this, Mr. Thoreau. You know, I think this is
quietly, right? Keep your voice down.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm whispering right now. Yeah.
You good.
Yeah, feeling really good about this. You know, as the 15-time champion, I know another champion when I see him, and quite frankly, I think you're a championship level lawyer. I'm feeling pretty good about this.
I mean, that means a lot. That means a lot, Mr. Flair. Coming from someone with a prestigious career such as you.
David. Wendy. What?
What is going on there?
There a problem?
Nope.
Now, just remember, don't do any outbursts. Only speak when spoken to. All that.
You
stuff.
ready to get started?
Make sure you're talking quietly when you're talking to me, and make sure you're talking loud if you get called up onto the stand or the judge is asking you.
Defense lawyer?
Yeah, we're all good, Your Honor.
You got this, Mick. You got this, buddy.
State?
Your Honor, we are missing one, but there were some circumstances, and we can proceed without him.
All right, who are you missing?
Officer Bass.
What are the circumstances?
I believe he worked a double shift, and might have fallen asleep. We're seeing if he's still gonna make it, but apparently he was working late.
Get busy writing all them loitering tickets. Now the cops get a 15% cutback on any ticket that they write or fine. It's nice.
Wait, we get one?
Yeah. Go ahead and bill someone and see your bank account.
I got $23 from a traffic stop today.
Oh, damn, it's about to be citation season.
I'm having a double cheeseburger
It's
tonight.
awkward that the government would allow you guys to just get a kickback on any kind of citation that you write. That's insane.
So if someone appeals, do the officers have to pay that 15% back?
Yes, they do.
Oh, interesting.
Hell yeah.
That's going to make things very interesting.
You guys want licenses?
Go ahead and get this started.
I'll take some licenses.
Later.
I'm going to go ahead and call this court into session at this time. I'll give one warning. My warning right now, there will be no outbursts. There will be no playing grab ass, any of that kind of stuff going on. There'll be no dancing, screaming, hollering, anything. Does everyone understand me? If you are doing that stuff, I will get you for contempt of court. You'll be thrown in prison for a year. Do you understand?
A year.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. We're here for the appeal of Mick Flair. I'll go through the statement of claim first. On March 22nd, 2021, officers witnessed the defendant, Mick Flair, exiting a vehicle with a package in his hand. For that, the defendant was detained, searched, and arrested for the sale of drugs and joyriding. Upon review of the report and evidence, defense counsel believes that the arresting officers failed to obtain sufficient evidence to merit the charge of sale of drugs, and that there is potential lack of PC for a search. The defendant requested an attorney, yet none were available. The defendant pleaded not guilty with the intent to appeal the charges later. All right. Mr. Flair, I'm going to go ahead and read your charges right now and have you plead. Okay?
Yes,
The
sir.
charge of joyriding, how do you plead?
Go ahead and plead guilty to that one.
I plead guilty to that one, sir.
You're going to plead guilty to joyriding. All right. For the charge of sale of drugs, how are you pleading?
Not guilty.
Not guilty, sir.
Okay. I will go ahead and allow for openings at this time. The state, you may proceed with your opening.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, sorry.
On March 22nd, police respond to a call of suspicious activity near Los Santos Customs. While investigating the area, officers saw a suspicious vehicle enter the area. While surveying, officers witnessed an individual later identified as Mick Flair delivering a suspicious package. Police confirmed that the vehicle was confirmed to be stolen. Police conducted a stop and determined Mick. Upon further investigating, police discovered a series of suspicious packages and a list of delivery locations.
Not good. I think my
Mick
lawyer's
was
going to
also
crush him.
found in possession of 11 Oxycontin. Officers need reasonable suspicion to investigate further.
They weren't on my
search
person. They were
someone,
on the.
or detain a suspect. And they need probable cause to take specific actions, such as placing someone under arrest, searching, and pressing charges. The defense may try to argue that officers did not have probable cause to conduct the search. However, officers did in fact have reasonable suspicion to investigate when they witnessed the defendant deliver packages in an area of a suspicious activity call. Upon further investigation, the vehicle was discovered to be stolen, and on top of that, 2 of Mick's colleagues fled the scene. Possession of a stolen vehicle gives officers probable cause to search the vehicle and the driver, as the vehicle is intended to be impounded. Searches are conducted because officers are seeking evidence of a crime being investigated or contraband connected to criminal activity of arrests. Some searches are obviously conducted for safety reasons, to find guns, knives, or other weapons that may be used to harm the officer or other persons, but of course, there are other reasons as well. Again, upon searching the vehicle, officers found 11 bottles of Oxycontin, 3 suspicious packages in Mick Flair's possession, a delivery list, 12 rolls of cash, a pistol, and among other things. Through testimonies and examination of evidence, the prosecution will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mick Flair is indeed guilty of these crimes.
Thank you, State. Defense, your opening, please.
Your Honor and people of the courts, yet again, we have a simple case of the state possessing a whole lot of reasonable suspicion, but they are severely lacking in probable cause. Through cross-examination and direct questioning of the officers involved, the defense counsel will prove this. An important factor here is sale of drugs. That is the charge that we are going to be contesting today. Thank you.
Thank you. State your first witness.
At this time, Your Honor, we would like to call Deputy Bundy to the stand.
All right, Deputy Bundy, please approach. I'll
Yes,
go ahead and
Your
swear
Honor.
you in since I don't have any DLC.
Not the best opening.
DLC lately. You're skipping out on these court cases. What are we
Do you want me
paying
to swear him in?
No, I got it.
There.
All right, Deputy Bundy, please raise your left arm. Do you swear affirm the testimony about to give at this appeal is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalties of perjury? So help you, Mitch.
I do, Your Honor.
All right, the record will reflect that you are sworn in. You may proceed with your first line of questioning for this witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy Bundy, could you please state your full name and rank?
Jeffrey Bundy, Deputy, Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Deputy Bundy, were you on duty March 22nd?
I was indeed.
While on duty, did dispatch receive a call for suspicious activity?
Yes, we did.
And what do these calls typically pertain to?
Generally speaking, it indicates that some of our local population has witnessed shady dealings. 9 out of 10 times they indicate that some sort of shady transaction or handoff is occurring in a untoward area.
And did you respond to this call?
Yes, I did.
Did any other officer respond with you?
It was myself and at the time my field training officer, Senior Deputy Anita May.
And what did you see when you
I mean,
first arrived?
I'm guilty. I'm super guilty.
Upon first arriving, we attempted to gain a vantage point over what was occurring in the alleyway. We went up on the little turnoff inside of the tunnel on Occupation Avenue. We weren't able to see anything from that point of view. So we circled our car around up onto Hawick Avenue near the Flecka Bank. I exited the vehicle and went up into the parking structure above the Flecka Bank and looked down, at which point I saw the defendant and 2 unidentified Caucasian males exiting a Weasel News van.
Now, per report 4075, I believe it is the second photo down.
Okay, give me just a moment to catch up with you here. Photo number 2?
Correct.
Okay.
Can you identify the man carrying the package in this photo?
Sorry, let me look at the one that you entered into evidence because I think my photos.
The one on the docket has it appropriate listed. Be the second one.
Yes, if you go into report 4075 under photographs of sale, second image down.
Yes, the individual carrying the package from the back of the van in that photo is the defendant, Mick Flair.
Did you witness Mr. Flair emerge from the van?
I did, yes. I witnessed him emerge from the driver's seat of the van approximately half a second before I think it's the first photograph.
Did you witness him going into the back of the van and emerging with a package?
Yes, I did.
Did he drop that package off?
Yes, he approached the eastern side of the alleyway near the 6 or 7 foot wall, dropped off the package and returned without it.
Is this area suspicious for deliveries?
It's a little on the odd side. I wouldn't say the area alone makes it suspicious, but the fact that it's a news van coupled with individuals who were not dressed as delivery drivers or news operators in the back alleyway adjacent to where I would expect packages to be delivered, namely the actual Los Santos spray area that's nearby. All of those factors combined made it very unusual.
And just to confirm, how many packages did you witness the defendant take out?
Just one.
And just to confirm, how many did you see him drop off?
Just one.
Were you the one who took the photos listed in the report?
I took all of the photos listed in the report except one photograph of the license plate of the vehicle.
My lawyer's going to destroy him.
The lens on my camera couldn't get a good picture of that license plate, so Deputy May took that one.
And were you also the one who took the photos that are listed as people's A and B?
Yes, I am.
Also leading the witness right here.
Did you inform Senior Deputy May of what you...
Just for the record, this guy, the prosecutor,
yes,
not a good lawyer.
Upon saying Mick Flair dropped the
I'm so guilty that I might not matter.
Prior to that, I had radioed in that the van had arrived on location, descriptions of the individuals on scene. After I radioed in that he had dropped off the package, she requested that I rendezvous with her at the Flecka Bank on Hawick, at which point I re-entered the vehicle.
All right. And did you and Senior Deputy May perform a stop on that vehicle?
We did, yes. We pulled in from the southern side of the alleyway. It was a little difficult because there were several locals kind of piled up around the corner there. At that point, the two associates took off on foot. They fled northbound. And while we pulled into the alleyway, the ALPR of our vehicle started beeping at us, telling us that the vehicle was registered stolen.
Right.
Sorry, flagged stolen, I should say. It's not registered stolen. That wouldn't make sense.
Right. Does a stolen vehicle give probable cause to perform a stop?
Oh, absolutely.
And would
You
that
didn't know the
probable
vehicle was
cause
stolen.
extend to performing a search of the vehicle?
Absolutely, yeah.
You didn't know it was stolen.
After Mr. Flair was detained, who conducted the search of his person?
Senior Deputy Anita May searched this person.
Did she make you aware of what items were found in his possession?
She did, yes. I should clarify, he wasn't searched until after the van had been searched. Initially, she was just questioning him about what he was doing back there, how he had gotten a hold of the van. When I returned from a search of the vehicle, indicating that 11 bottles of Oxycontin and 3 suspicious packages had been found, that's when he was Mirandized and searched. She indicated to me that he had a some sort of like a little electronic gizmo, VPN, I believe it's called. A licensed firearm, a delivery list, and several rolls of cash on him.
Were there more suspicious packages found in the vehicle?
Yes, there were 3 boxes weighing approximately 25 pounds each, with items inside marked for police seizure.
Have you investigated drug dealings like this before?
Yes, I think I personally have arrested somewhere between 4 and 6 individuals out of similar circumstances.
Have you found Oxycontin on those individuals as well?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't see the relevance of the previous incidences. We're here to discuss Mr. Flair's arrest.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sustain the objection.
Fuck it.
Stick to this arrest, please.
Deputy Bundy, are you aware of what a VPN is used for?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance? I don't see the VPN mentioned anywhere in the police report as being.
He testified that a VPN was also pulled, so you didn't object then. I will go ahead and overrule that objection and allow him to answer the question.
Based on briefings that we have received from the Major Crimes Division, VPNs have a latitude of uses, one of which is somehow using them to obtain a delivery list in the sale of Oxycontin.
Is this delivery list used for the individual to find the drop-off locations for the package?
That is the information that we've received from MCD, yes. They receive this delivery list, which tells them where potential buyers and sellers are located.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay.
Your rebuttal to that?
Your Honor, this is information that is part of the police briefing, so it would not be hearsay, as it would. Let me rephrase that, Your Honor. It is information that all officers are made aware of when conducting investigations, so it's not a hearsay.
Okay, I'll go ahead and overrule the objection and allow the deputy to answer.
I believe I wrapped up my answer. I could restate my answer if necessary.
If you could, for the court, please.
Could you restate the question for me, Slate?
I do believe I think I may have forgotten which question I had just asked.
Sorry, I can go back through the transcripts. Thank you.
Oh shit.
Was it the VPN, Your Honor, that I asked?
It was the delivery list.
It was the delivery list.
Yes. So pursuant to trainings and briefings that we've had from Major Crimes, those delivery lists tell suspects where buyers and sellers of Oxycontin are located.
In your experience, are rolls of cash associated with Oxy sales?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What sucks is at this
I
time
can
they
elaborate
weren't.
further on.
Yeah.
There's no
no,
need to
understood.
elaborate.
That is all the questions I have this time, Your Honor.
Okay, defense. Across of this witness, please.
Good evening, Deputy Bundy. So do me a favor. Go ahead and pull up that first picture that Deputy or ADA Slate had you take a look at. The second one, I believe, in that list of photographs.
Let's go
in the
for
arrest
Thoreau.
Okay, just one moment. All right, I am right there.
I'm anxious.
Okay, so
He just ran in the
kind of help
courtroom.
me paint the picture. You'd stated in your testimony that you had seen him drop off the package. Where exactly in this photograph was he when you observed him drop off this package?
If he were to head straight down from his current position, like in the picture, like a perfect 90-degree angle almost, towards where that little what is that on top of that wall? Like a port of some kind?
Yeah, that little square.
Yeah, that little square. He approached directly towards that square, where he was briefly obscured from view, returned without the package.
Okay, so
Done.
So you didn't witness him drop off the package.
Well, he went down there with the package in hand and returned without the package in hand, and therefore he did drop it off.
Okay. So did you witness him, handing the package to a person?
I
Objection,
didn't.
Your Honor. Asked and answered.
I'll go ahead and overrule. I'll let him answer it.
I did not directly witness him handing the package
Boom!
to another individual. No.
Boom.
And once you and Deputy May had
That's it.
detained the defendant and
That's
began
it.
investigating the area, was there any packages on the ground, or were there any persons in the area where you witnessed him, kind of get obscured by that wall there?
Your Honor, I'm gonna file a general objection to that one.
I'm sorry, what?
If we could sidebar, I can explain
Okay.
the objection a little bit better.
Deputy Bundy, if you could step off to the side, please. While I do this side.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What was it?
How's it going, Stan?
Didn't see it happen, but I don't know what this other guy's thinking.
Never kills anybody.
I think he's trying to. I think what he's sidebarring for is that the obvious is being stated here, and they're trying to get around the obvious, but it's not the obvious. They don't have anything that he gave it to. So.
Mick.
What's up?
Spiders, Mick.
You got a spider on your shoe, huh?
Oh.
Am I too late?
What? No, you're good. You're good.
It hasn't started?
No, it started. It's on Bundy now. Then it's mean.
My
you guys-
last?
I don't know what spider on your shoe means.
Okay, Deputy Bundy, you can come back.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Here we go.
So I will overrule that general objection and allow for you to answer that question.
Perfect. That's good.
Could you restate the question for me, Counselor?
Yeah. So once you and Deputy May detained the defendant and investigated that area, did you see any persons in the alleyway other than the defendant, perhaps standing in that area where he walked to with the package?
There were 3 or 4 local civilians kind of circling around, bumping into each other's cars on the southern end of the alleyway. Whenever we entered, there was 1 local civilian driving out of the alleyway, but standing in that precise location, no.
Okay. Now, before you and Deputy May rolled into the alleyway and began your interaction with the defendant, did you have any probable cause that that van was stolen?
Probable cause, perhaps not. Reasonable suspicion. I mean, we had 3 individuals who were not at all identified, in any exterior sort of way as members of Weasel News, exiting a Weasel News vehicle. So we
is
certainly
anyone?
had reasonable suspicion to go check it out. That combined with the phone call the dispatch call we had gotten.
Okay. You ended up charging the defendant with. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna withdraw that question. I don't have any further questions for Cross, Your Honor.
Okay. Redirect, please.
Deputy, did officers arrive? Did you and Senior Deputy May arrive with lights and sirens on, based on the suspicious activity?
I believe we arrived with lights, no sirens.
Right, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Deputy Bundy, you may step down at this time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, State, you have another witness?
I don't know,
Do you have
Chad.
another
I
witness,
think
State?
that was good for me.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we would like to call Senior Deputy May to the stand.
I think that was good for
Deputy
me.
May, please approach. Bailiff, you could swear in the witness, please.
Will do, Your Honor.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy May, can you raise your left hand for me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury, so help you Mitch? The witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right, and Senior Deputy May, could you please speak up?
Yeah, sorry.
Could you please state your name and rank, please?
Senior Deputy Anita May.
Senior Deputy May, were you on duty March 22nd?
Yes.
Were you riding along with Deputy Bundy?
Yes.
Did you respond to a 1037 with Bundy?
Yes.
I think my lawyer's doing a really good job.
Did the two of you investigate the area that the call originated from?
Bundy, I left him in the top of a parking lot parallel to the alleyway that we were overlooking. And I was on standby just in case any vehicle was trying to flee. I could initiate the pursuit.
Did Deputy Bundy inform you that he had witnessed a handoff?
Yes.
Did he inform you that he saw the individual with a suspicious package?
Yes. And I even confirmed and requested a description before rolling in.
Did the two of you perform a stop?
Yes. On the vehicle.
What reasonable suspicion did you have to stop the vehicle?
Well, we had the dispatch call from suspicious activity. Bundy did claim on radio that he witnessed individual with a suspicious package. And then there was a drop off. So we had reasonable suspicions to
Problem is, I want to be funny all
investigate
the time.
furthermore and interrogate at least the individual.
I'm nervous right now, Chad. I don't know how y'all feel, but I'm like actually
that Mr.
legitimately
Flair was seen
nervous.
driving and come back stolen.
Yes.
Did you detain and perform a search of him?
Yes.
What did you find on his person?
I found one delivery list, 2 lockpicks, rolls of small notes, and a Beretta M9.
Right. What is a? Can you just let us know what a 1037 is?
A 1037 is a suspicious activity call. These are usually on suspicious alleyways throughout the city and are involved with drug sales.
Have you responded to one of these calls before?
Yes.
Even though I didn't show up for Malcolm's. Guys, I was literally
you
super
encountered
busy
Oxy
during Malcolm's things.
in these calls?
Yes.
I would have loved to be there for Malcolm's.
Have you also found suspicious packages and delivery lists?
Yes. And yes.
Has the gang and narcotics unit in your department trained you that are trained or given you debriefings that people conducting these deliveries are getting Oxycontin and bands in return?
Who's
Sorry, just
Malcolm's
Oxy in
lawyer?
return.
I like Thoreau. I'm
Yes,
cool with
we
Thoreau.
do have
Thoreau.
several briefings
Be
and
working with him
police
otherwise.
investigatives, intelligence updates. We have one. We have the gangs and narcotics unit investigating these calls and providing the information to us. We know that if there's a 1037, a suspicious activity call, there's suspicious that these individuals might have suspicious boxes that they received from and a location that they received from a delivery list. Then these individuals go into different locations, mostly like suspicious alleyways. And then they are
Objection, Your
approached by-
Honor. The narrative.
Okay. Yeah, if you could ask more direct questions and allow her to give more direct answers than going on this, small narrative that she's providing to the court.
Understandable, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Do these activities give the individuals delivery lists?
Yes.
Do these delivery lists give them locations to drop off the suspicious packages?
Yes.
Are the packages provided by the ones employing these people?
Yes.
Are bands or rolls of notes involved in these deliveries and handoffs?
Yes.
At this time, I have no more questions, Your Honor.
All right. Cross-examine of the witness, please.
Deputy May, did you directly witness the defendant handing off a suspicious package to a person?
Negative. Like I said, I was on standby on my vehicle in the area by the entrance of the alleyway in case the vehicle attempted to flee from the area. We didn't have any backup, so I wanted to be ready to pursue if necessary.
Okay. And just to be clear, the defendant has been charged with sale of drugs. What drug are you alleging that he was selling?
Oxycontin.
Okay. What is inside these suspicious packages?
Well, the contents of these packages are...
I'm going to file an objection, similar to the general objection as these...
Yeah. Let's have a sidebar real quick. Ma'am, if you could step off to the side, please.
They're talking about metagame. Like, the cops don't actually technically know what's in this, and, you know, like, blah, 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 blah. I'm feeling better than I am when it started. Like, but I'm like, what's funny is it really doesn't even fucking matter anymore, chat. Like, it's like, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. I've already served my time. If I lose my case, whatever. But it'd be good for the I know it's just good for the RP.
All right, ma'am, you can come back over. You're done falling on the floor.
I think, yeah, that's like what's frustrating for me is like I explained the roles were for my wrestling matches, and it's like,
you do not have to answer that question, ma'am.
no, I don't want to be an official felon.
I don't have any further questions on cross.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not good.
Senior Deputy May, when you were speaking with Mr. Flair, did you inform him that you had photos of him conducting the handoff?
Yes.
Did you guys show him these photos that you had taken?
We did when we transported him to MRPD.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Senior Deputy, you may step down at this time.
All right, thank you.
All right, State, your next witness.
For our final witness, we would call Officer Bass to the stand.
Why are we calling Officer Bass?
I believe he's the deputy, right?
Yes, sir.
Deputy, sorry.
All right, Deputy Bass.
Apologies.
You on a caffeine kick today? Been awake a lot.
You know we did.
Go until my heart
bailiff.
stops.
Bailiff, if you could swear in the witness, please.
All right, Deputy Bass, please raise your left hand.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury, so help you Mitch?
I do.
The witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bailiff. Okay, you can proceed with your first line of questioning for this witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you, Bass, could you please state your full name and rank, please?
My name is Sam Bass. My rank is a senior deputy in the Blaine County Sheriff's Office. Badge number 360.
He wasn't there.
Deputy Bass, do you have any special training?
I do. I was part of the gangs and narcotics unit in the MCD division.
And as part of this, did you investigate drug dealings?
I did. Very in depth, in fact.
Could you explain to us from your time
Whisper to my lawyer.
with the narcotics, what is a 1037?
A 1037 is
This
a report
this
from
officer
local
wasn't
drug
even here.
activities taking place.
Yeah, he's like an
And
expert
in these
witness.
1037s, have narcotics been seen in the suspicious package deliveries?
Absolutely. Based on my experience, every single call I've gone through regarding suspicious activity, I've always witnessed suspect making hand-to-hand with suspicious packages to locals in exchange for oxy or money.
In your experience, would someone delivering a suspicious package in a stolen vehicle be probable cause for a stop and search?
Yes.
A delivery list was found on Mr. Flair's person. As someone with the narcotics and gangs unit, could you explain what this is to us?
Absolutely. A delivery list is one of the tools you need to make these deliveries, to make the hand-to-hand with locals, as well as the VPN.
In your experience with Oxybus, are rolls of cash, bands of cash associated with these sales or with these drug deals?
Absolutely. In fact, sometimes I've caught people with bands of notes, marked bills. They like to make that hand-to-hand with a local in exchange for basically taking those dirty money. They're given
Mr.
a
Thoreau.
large sum of cash along with oxy.
Yeah.
Mr. Thoreau, when I got arrested, that was not the case. There was
In your
no
experience,
trade out of
would this be sufficient evidence
dirty money for clean money.
to press
You
charges?
were just being given the oxy, right? And that was-
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. There was no exchange at that time when that
Where'd you get
happened.
those rolls? Where'd you get those rolls from again?
Wrestling match.
Okay.
That's how promoters like to pay.
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
All right, defense.
Deputy Bass. So
Yes, sir.
you've been involved in many arrests involving these suspicious packages or sales of drugs arrests, correct?
Absolutely. I had multiple criminal informants telling me how the process works. I've had suspect who I actually myself witnessed make those hand-to-hands, admit to the drug sale, and how the process worked from start to finish. So I fully know in depth as far as how oxy is being traded and exchanged with locals with suspicious packages involved.
And typically, when you make a sale of drugs arrest, is a handoff directly witnessed a transaction?
Yes, I mean, the suspect will usually take the suspicious package from the trunk of the vehicle, walk up to the local, make the exchange. The local will take the suspicious package. In return, they get oxy or cash.
Now, absent witnessing a direct handoff, do you believe that there is enough probable cause to arrest somebody for the sale of drugs?
Based on my experience and what I know, and the involvement of those suspicious packages and investigation of launch, I would say yes.
I don't have any further questions on Cross.
All right, redirect.
Deputy Bass,
a
in
bad
your
question.
experience, are there any other ways to obtain oxy besides the process your department has discovered?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
All right, Deputy Bass, you may step down at this time. Thank you for your testimony.
They're gonna call
you,
me
Your
to
Honor.
the stand. It's gonna suck.
All right, State, do you have any more witnesses?
I have no more questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
No more witnesses, Your Honor. I would like to just briefly, mention the photographs
Okay.
that are documenting the accused conducting the handoff with the suspicious packages that was found in his vehicle and on him.
Okay. And those are the photographs that are listed on the report that is attached to the docket, correct?
Yes, as well as the People's A and B, which were his possessions.
Right.
Which includes
I have
the
a
delivery
copy
list.
of both of those. All right.
All right. With that, Your Honor, we rest.
Okay.
My chat's not being canceled. They're
Would you like to
they're
begin?
talking about the thing. Calm down, bro.
Just one moment, Your Honor. All right, I think we're gonna call you up. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Remember to answer my questions as succinctly as possible. If you can answer with a yes or a no, do that, okay?
Mhm.
If you don't know, don't try to make anything up. If you can't remember, say I don't remember, or if you don't know, say I don't know.
Mhm.
And then remember, they can cross-examine you, so be ready for that, all right?
Mhm.
Okay. Your Honor, defense counsel would like to call Mr. Mick Flair to the stand.
All right, Mr. Flair. Go ahead and approach and have a seat. And bailiff, please swear in the witness once he's taken his point.
Shit.
All right, Mr. Flair, can you raise your left hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury, so help you Mitch?
Yes, I do.
The witness has been sworn in, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Flair, if you could probably please speak up for us.
Yes, sir.
Make sure that you are.
Yes, Your Honor.
Record will reflect that he did say yes when he was sworn in.
All right, Mr. Flair, could you just state your full name for the record, please?
Nicholas Flair, the fourth 15-time world heavyweight champion.
Your Honor, this time I'm going to object. Facts, not evidence. We do not have any proof that he is a 15-time world champ.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and toss that part out. We just asked for your name, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Flair, well, what do you do for a living?
I'm a professional wrestler, sir.
Okay. How long have you been a professional wrestler?
All my life, ever since I can remember, ever since I was born, professional wrestling's been a part of me. It's something I've wanted to do and achieved, and yeah, as long as I can remember, honestly. I think my first match was not long after I was born, honestly.
Okay. Now, that kind of that long of a career, does it take a toll on your body?
Yes, it's incredibly painful on the body. You know, a lot of people think professional wrestling is you know, and I hate this term. They call it fake, but it's not fake. It's choreographed. You know, when you're taking a 14-foot fall off a ladder into 4 tables, there's really no faking that. That is legitimate.
Okay. And over the course of your career, how have you dealt with the various injuries and pains that you've accrued over the years?
I've had lots of physical therapy and, you know, homeopathic situations, but also pain pills.
Okay. Now, at any point in your life, had you ever been prescribed or used oxycodone?
Yes, sir. I've actually been prescribed by a Liberty City doctor for Oxycontin, and I have taken it over the past several years for some of my injuries.
Okay. Now, on March 21st, 2021, were you in the alleyway that was described through officer testimony and in the police report?
Yes, I was in the alleyway.
Okay. And were you there? Actually, let me rephrase.
They objected by
Now,
15
how
times.
exactly
Champion.
had you come into possession of these suspicious packages?
I was looking to get some pills for my back problem. Someone told me to come with them, and they would give me some.
Okay. And
It was a horrible question.
so, did you have any idea what was inside these suspicious packages?
No, sir. I wasn't concerned about that. I was only concerned about taking care of my pain.
Okay. And upon delivering these suspicious packages, what did you receive?
Oxycontin.
Okay. So So just so I understand,
My lawyer told me to do this.
You were delivering these packages to obtain drugs. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like we had it, dude. I feel like we had it.
Now, at any point, were you selling any drugs?
No, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, I don't have any further questions.
Okay. Cross.
Mr. Flair,
Yes, sir.
do you have a prescription for your OxyContin?
From the Liberty City, doctor in Liberty City, I do actually have a prescription from him, marked as from September of 2020.
Do you have any sort of records from any of the doctors here in Los Santos?
No, sir.
No, my lawyer just fucked me.
Did you provide your attorney with a copy of this prescription?
No, sir, but I do have a copy.
If you have a prescription, why were you obtaining the oxy from unknown individuals?
There was nowhere to use that prescription here in Los Santos.
Just done a bench trial for myself. No, I love my lawyer.
When the officers detained and questioned you, what did you tell them you were doing?
Objection, Your Honor. Scope.
Your rebuttal.
Seeing as that the officers did find him in this alleyway, it would fall into the scope as his interaction with delivering the package.
Right, but the attorney didn't bring it up, so I'll go ahead and sustain the objection.
What happened while you were in that alleyway, Mr. Flair?
Could you be more specific?
Did you deliver a package while you were back there?
Can I plead the fifth?
No, you cannot. Well, you can, but I will let you know that if you do, then your entire testimony will be stricken.
I mean, I already said what I was doing back there. I was trying to obtain Oxycontin.
Hold on.
Objection, Your Honor. I'll object to the question under asked and answered.
Right. I'll go ahead and sustain the objection. He's already answered what he was doing back there.
All right. Did you have a delivery list on your person while you were in that alleyway?
Officer, I don't recall. It's been quite a bit of time at this point, but I don't recall.
Did you arrive into that alleyway in a Weasel News van?
Objection, Your Honor. Scope.
I'm going to go ahead and overrule the objection. That means you can answer it, sir.
Yes. Shit.
How did you obtain the Weasel News van?
Objection, Your Honor. Scope.
It
It's been introduced that is the vehicle's been there. It's been in the pictures. It's been just brought up here. Did he arrive in the Weasel News van? I'll go ahead and allow it. So I'm going to go ahead and overrule your objection.
Could I then just object to relevance because he's already pled guilty to joyriding?
Your rebuttal?
I am establishing groundwork for my further questions, Your Honor.
All right.
It's
How
a
many
foundation laying question?
How much groundwork do you need here?
About 3 more questions.
All right. I'll go ahead and overrule the objection.
It was, I was just told to get in.
Did you, after the delivery, did you attempt to drive away in that Weasel News van?
No, sir. I stayed and waited for the officers. I didn't attempt to go anywhere. I was smoking a cigarette when they came up to me.
When the officers approached you, did they question you?
They immediately put me in handcuffs.
And what did you tell them you were doing back there when they put you in handcuffs?
I don't recall telling them that I was doing anything besides smoking a cigarette.
No, the individuals you said that were with you, why did they run?
I don't know. You'd have to ask them.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Redirect.
Mr. Flair, were you in that alleyway to sell drugs?
No, sir.
Were you in that alleyway to obtain drugs?
Yes.
Now, is the reason why you didn't attempt or you were unable to obtain the oxycodone legal because the doctors would not accept an out-of-state prescription?
Yes. And no doctor here will give me one either.
Okay. I don't have any further.
Okay, Mr. Flair, you can step down at this time.
It's definitely getting guilty.
Defense counsel, do you have any more witnesses you'd like to call?
You know what? No, I don't. We rest.
Okay. Do you have any evidence that you wanted to go over, sir, before you rest?
The only one I wanted to mention is the case law of Alabama versus White. Take a read through that, but essentially, one of the things that was held in Alabama versus White is that an anonymous tip alone is not enough reasonable suspicion to detain a person.
All right.
I just can't believe they objected to 15 times.
Both sides need to prepare for a closing. Sorry, what was that? You need to speak up.
Sorry, I'm going to object to that statement.
Okay.
As reference, first off, in the Alabama versus White, that
I think I did okay.
This was about an anonymous call on a specific person. Police stopped her without witnessing any actions or reasonable suspicion. Therefore, there was no relation to this case. For this case, officers responded to the anonymous tip of suspicious activity and investigated the area. Responding officers...
Objection, Your Honor. This seems like something he should bring up in his closing, not as an objection.
Okay, so he's
well, I am objecting to have it dismissed.
Actually... All right, give me just a moment. So you're cutting him off in the middle of his objection as he's trying to give the facts of the case per that objection, right?
I'm confused that he's not making a very specific objection. We have a list of objections that we.
The first thing I want to ask you is, with this case law, okay?
Yes.
Did you present this case law to the docket?
I did. It is listed in the docket under defenses A.
Did you object to that case law being on the docket previously?
Your Honor, I do not recall that it was being listed as accepted.
Okay. So what we have is a former judge. Well, he's still a judge who took on this court case, didn't do anything with it. I brought it on. If it's listed on the docket, you can object to it. And that's generally when somebody will say, okay, if this is accepted or not, right? Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, perfect. So I will allow this case law per this case, okay? But you're going to have to allow me time to review this case law as well. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Thank you. So are both sides prepared to move on to closings now, or do you need like 10 or 15 minutes?
I could just use a quick 5, Your Honor.
Okay.
Same, Your Honor.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll grant 10. That way everybody can get up, stretch their legs, use the facilities if they need to. If they need to get some water, some food, we'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll move to closings. Court's in recess for 10.
I'm going to be in my zen mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Mick, how you doing?
Doing all right. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. I want to sell bathwater. You need a sandwich or something?
No, I'm okay.
Hey, Mick.
Yo, what's going on, Malcolm? So, as someone who's been through this, what do you think?
It's been interesting, and let's just say I like the whole idea of I had it, but I wasn't gonna sell it.
Yeah, it's I'm I gotta admit, that was kind of our last ditch effort. So,
why is he not asking more like relevant questions?
You know, I don't know. I thought we had a really he sounded so confident before, and now I'm a little
why was he
nervous? He kind of put one question out there that kind of laid me out too.
He really incriminated you with his questions.
Right? Yeah, there was one question that like absolutely just incriminated the heck out of me.
Bean master.
I'm sure you're a great bean master.
Oh, I'm fantastic.
Mr. Thoreau.
Yeah, buddy.
You know, it might be worth mentioning that there is no look for people in the news. You know, they all look whatever they look like.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I agree. I was gonna mention.
You know, if they're saying I need a news identifier, you know, I mean, you know, news 24/7 guys, none of them have identifiers, so I would definitely slide that in there. I'm a little disappointed you didn't object to their objection of calling me a 15-time champ, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's clear evidence I'm a 15-time champ.
All right, now go ahead and call this court back into session. State, you may begin with your closing.
Thank you, Your Honor. If it will please the court. Your Honor and people of the court, today we have heard testimonies and seen evidence that Mick Flair did in fact partake in the selling of drugs. Mick was found with a delivery list that had been confirmed by all officer testimonies are used by people for Oxy sales. The delivery list that was found is what is needed to make the deliveries, as well as a VPN, rolls of cash, and among other forms of dirty money that are also involved in the sale of Oxy. A member of Drug and Narcotics even confirmed that delivery lists and VPNs are used by people delivering packages in return for Oxy and rolls of cash. The sale of drugs in the Penal Code, as stated, as the sale of a controlled dangerous substance, cocaine, crack cocaine, oxy meth, LSD, etc. A sale does not have to include money but in exchange of goods. The defense tried to argue briefly that no money was involved. However, the defendant did admit to the exchange in his testimony in order to receive
he just fucked me
in exchange for the suspicious packages. Let's be clear. The officers did not initiate a stop based on a suspicious activity alone. They merely responded to the call, investigated, and witnessed the suspicious activity themselves.
I feel like I would have been better off not taking the stand at all. I feel like me taking the stand was actually bad.
And officers discovered that the van was stolen, thus giving them probable cause to search. As for Alabama v. White, this was about an anonymous call on a specific person. Police stopped her without witnessing.
He's not a
any
crummy
action
lawyer,
or reasonable
guys. It's
suspicion.
a tough
Therefore,
case.
there is no relation to this.
Because I'm super
In this
guilty.
case, officers
It's a tough
responded to
case
an
'cause I'm
anonymous
super
tip of
guilty.
Suspicious activity and investigated the area. The responding officers did not act on reasonable
It's super
suspicion
fun.
based off the suspicious call, but from the
The fact that they objected my 15-time champion thing was hilarious.
As for Graham v. Connor, again, this case is an incident where an officer was acting without any RS or PC. The stolen vehicle in this case gives the PC to the search. Overall, the facts are clear. Mick Flair did in fact partake in the sale of drugs, and these charges should be upheld today. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Defense, your closing, please.
Your Honor, people of the court, today the state is alleging that my client, Mr. Flair, was in that alleyway to sell oxycodone. The state did not witness.
This is such
any
garbage.
Neither
This is
officer
such
testified.
garbage.
Under both officers' testimony, neither stated that they witnessed a handoff or a transaction. Deputy Bundy claims that the individuals seen in the alleyway did not look like Weasel News employees. However, as far as this case goes, and as we are aware, there's no set dress code or uniform that is common knowledge for Weasel News employees, and individuals can wear
It's a good closing
whatever
argument.
clothing they like. The defendant stated
Good closing
under
argument
oath
so far.
that he was not there in that alleyway to sell drugs. Rather, he was there to obtain drugs. The defendant also stated under oath that he was receiving oxycodone in exchange for the packages. Mr. Flair also stated in his testimony that he was there simply to obtain these narcotics to give him pain relief after decades of work in the professional wrestling industry. The state has done an admirable job trying to paint the defendant as some kind of drug dealer. However, they are unable to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Mr. Flair was making a sale of narcotics. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I will go ahead and place this court in recess. I will
Damn it,
go
I
back
got
and
real tongue-tied there. At the
deliberate, and I will come back with a ruling as soon as I can. Court is now in recess. Please use your indoor voices, so I don't have to come out here and.
Should have taken a shot of whiskey to calm my nerves before going up there. I think.
No, I think that closing argument was really great, honestly.
Well, thank Jesus Slate didn't object to my closing. The last 3 cases I've had with him, he objected me in the middle of my closing, completely fucked me.
Yeah, no, that's you know what, I actually feel pretty good about that closing. I think you really hammered it in there at the end, everything we wanted to talk about.
I mean, that was the main points I wanted to get across.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be able to catch them when I was cross-examining the officers, but they were pretty airtight, so that's why I, pulled up the ace in our sleeve and got you to testify.
Yeah.
Hopefully the judge sees it and grants the appeal, or he could also commute your sentence down to just misdemeanor possession. But
yeah,
we'll see. It's a tough. This whole thing about the suspicious packages is shitty. I'm gonna have to talk with the judge again after that, because I had talked to a judge about it, and I was under the impression that my line of questioning about asking what was inside the packages was an acceptable line of questioning, but only to do it today and be told that it's not an acceptable line of questioning. So
yeah, that's a little rough, and yeah. I also think it's a little hard given this case, because I'm gonna try and put this in the right terms. The whole experience of what we're talking about has now drastically changed. And so a lot of the information that is being said is of a more recent experience and not my particular arrest.
Right. Yeah.
Which makes it hard, and it does make it hard to talk about. Even things like what Bass was saying.
Yeah.
With the money clean.
What's actually kind of shitty about that too is, do you recall on the docket I had asked to have a meeting with the prosecution and the judge?
Yes.
Before the trial, I was gonna object to the inclusion of Mr. Bass as a witness because he wasn't directly involved. But we never got a response from Coop, and then the case got scheduled, and I completely forgot that I had made that request. And so,
yeah,
they were like, Sam Bass is a witness. I was like, oh shit. So it was kind of too late,
Yeah, I mean, it was taking forever, and then all of a sudden it just gets scheduled bam like that. So, I'm glad we finally got it done, though, so it's not hanging over your head, hanging over my head. And, I mean, worst case scenario here, Mr. Thoreau, I've already done the time. I've already paid the fine, at least we got an hour together here, you and me, hanging out.
Yeah, at least we finally got this thing to fucking try.
Exactly, No, honestly, I gotta agree, Bundy and Anita Mae were, the whole night, I'd say, treated me extremely fairly, when I talked about how, I would like to plead not guilty, for nothing else, I want to talk to a lawyer first, they were very much like, that's your right, and you should exercise that right. They weren't like, some of the other cops in here who basically say, oh, we'll give you this charge, but if you talk to a lawyer, you're getting this charge,
Yeah, I hate that shit.
It's,
I hate that so much.
It's every other time I've been in, which has only been 2 other times, and I was let go for both of them, but I mean, every other time I've been in, that's what they tried to pull on me. And then eventually they realized they had nothing, so they just let me go.
I'll go ahead and call this court back into session at this time. Mr. Flair, you were facing the count of sale of drugs, a joyriding charge you had already pled guilty to. Based on the evidence and the testimony provided here today, sir, I'm going to go ahead and deny that appeal. I can go down a few things for you, sir. You were seen in an area carrying a package, sir. Please don't clap. You're a law enforcement officer, and you start clapping, and I haven't even finished ruling. I hope one day that, you know, when you're having your worst day, right? Mr. Flair might be having a bad day right now because I didn't grant him his appeal, but you're going to stand there and start clapping.
I wanted to clap after,
You have to be
sir.
kidding
Sorry.
me, ma'am. Do not talk over me again, or I will hold you in contempt of court. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You have to be kidding me right now.
Unbelievable.
So, I'll get back to it. We have officers that respond to a suspicious activity call. When they respond to the call, they witness Mr. Flair coming out with a package. Mr. Flair goes around the corner, comes back without the package. Now, Mr. Flair, based off his own testimony, says that he has a oxy prescription out of Vice City. The doctors here won't allow him to do it, so he's in the process of trading these packages for the oxy. That in itself is the trade, the sale of drugs.
It was my testimony.
His own admission alone. I am not.
That's
going
not
to
a.
grant him
He's
his
not
appeal,
selling though.
right?
He's purchasing.
This case
I'm
is
just
now
saying.
dismissed.
Well, sorry, Mr. Flair. I thought that was gonna work out.
You know, it's all good. You know, I think maybe that one line of asking me what I was doing was that was the one.
No.
Could I borrow you
He's
for a
basically
moment?
saying that that receiving drugs is also the sale of.
Yeah.
Is what he said, which. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Mr. Thoreau. You know, these things happen. You know, you can't win them all.
Damn it! My record, my perfect record. No.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, you know, you have a good day. Yeah, I appreciate the work over the last month.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you get in trouble again, you give me a call, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hey, Mick, sorry it didn't work out, man.
Oh. Oh, my lawyer fucked me.
Come here, come here. We got it. We got it. We gotta take that lawyer out.
I mean, that lawyer, he fucked me. He fucked me hard.
Completely fucked you.
He completely fucked me.
I thought you said you weren't even. I thought you said you weren't even going to be testifying.
The plan wasn't to testify unless it was really bad, but I mean,
I think it was fine until it got worse.
I think it was fine until he took me. Honestly, I think putting me up on the stand was the worst idea.
It really was. It really was. That didn't help at all.
No.
Man.
We gotta break his legs.
He said he had a perfect record. Now this? Come on.
That was horrendous, you know? I hate it. Ugh.
And Mick, that wasn't on you. It was his line of questioning that completely fucked you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't even on the prosecution. It was his line of questioning. We said, you know, did you give that package? Like, how was I supposed to answer that one?
I mean, the thing is, they didn't even see you with the packages. The fact that the doctored photos didn't even come into play.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it's very frustrating.
Well, I think we've established it's his fault completely, and now
Absolutely.
we gotta break his legs.
You know, I gotta admit, after the first officer, I thought my lawyer crushed the first officer. Like, I was like, oh, first witness. Yeah. I was like, yeah. As soon as he said, oh, I didn't actually see him, witness him do that, I was like, oh, boom, we're done. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Anita even admitted to not seeing it too.
Boom.
You know what Thoreau didn't do? He didn't cut her the fuck off.
Yeah.
She kept talking. We needed yes and no answers, and she just kept going on with this story, this narrative that was feeding into your guilt. But it just needed to stop. Did you see him hand the package off? No. That's it.
Done.
That's where it should have stopped.
See, here's what he was doing. I can see right through his plan. He was trying to establish intent, but intent does not matter here for these charges you got. Intent is not the what matters. It's what you did. Okay, with this sort of charge, that is.
That motherfucker who objected to me being the 15-time champ as if there's no goddamn evidence of that.
Break his legs too.
The fact that the fact that Thoreau didn't back you up on that. That should have been the first warning sign.
You know, when I told him that after we came back from recess, I told him, I was like, you know, Mr. Thoreau, I mean, me taking the stand, I don't think that's a great idea. I mean, that's fine, but the fact that you didn't, you know, enter into court the fact that I'm a 15 fucking time champion. Now, in this court case, it's just gonna have me as Nicholas Flair IV. It's garbage.
Mick, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Garbage.
It is garbage. It's okay.
I'm
It's
sorry.
okay.